Hey there, once again I welcome you to another video of our web series. For those of you who have been following us and who've been watching us, we say thank you very much. If you're listening to us right now, as you watch the video and you like what you're hearing, please do not forget to like us or click on the subscribe button. That's the only way you can encourage us to keep talking. That's the only way you can help us add our voices to the redemptive voices out there, especially in this era of dynamism. To be rich, or rather, you say I'm rich. It sounds good, ain't it? But we're talking about wealth. The wealth that I have a focus on here is the kind of wealth that is sustainable. Eternal wealth is better far more than gold. Eternal wealth is better far more than gold. We got precious jewels. We got priceless ornaments. But what is far better than all these things is eternal wealth. What is eternal wealth? The kind of wealth that is generational. The kind of wealth that will still be subsisting, or rather prevailing after you depart Mother Earth. You see, when in my knowledge of physics, when odd objects obstruct the passage or the transmission or reflection of light, as the case may be, it casts a shadow on the face of the earth. Objects like opaque objects, these objects attempt impenetrable by the energy and the reflection of light. So if your vision is oblique, it casts a shadow on your mind. For you to have an enlightened mind that will put you on the path to eternal wealth, there has to be a shift in your perspective. There has to be a paradigm shift. You embrace that shift, a shift from negativity to positivity, a shift from hate to love, a shift from faithlessness to faith, a shift from doubt, a shift from failure, a shift from you paying so much attention or concentrating on your ills, errors, or missteps, a shift from selfishness to service. Talking about the word service, to service, to give, to cause, to allow someone or something else to be empowered. I, for instance, am talking today. I'm trying to serve you with my words because I'm trying to empower you. Look, there's no amount of giving that is total. When you have talent, your talent remains a mere talent. It does not become a resource. It's only transformed to a resource when there is application. Your knowledge, no matter the degrees that you have, even if it's more than the degrees on the thermometer, if it remains as good as just mere paper qualification or certification, it remains mere knowledge. It does not become a resource until you start to impart others with your knowledge. When your knowledge starts to produce results and effects in the life of those around you and your environment, that's when it becomes a resource. Then it becomes effective. When you sharing is always a preponderant thing. It's always a constant thing that we do on our daily lives. There are a lot of countless motivational speakers. There are countless preachers They are all in the habit of sharing. Sharing is another modus of giving. So I ask you this question: what are you doing today with this dash? There's a dash. There's a dash between your birth and your death. What you do with this dash, what you do with this time, with this space of time of your existence, right from when you were giving birth to, is what really matters. We talk about legacy. What's your legacy? Your legacy can be effected. Your legacy can be transferred when you concentrate. You see, most of our missteps, most of our attention, most of our errors, they evolve when we do not concentrate. Most accidents come up more or less when we do not pay attention. There has to be a shift in our perception of things. There has to be a renewing of our minds for us to be transformed. So what information are you imbibing? What is your personality? How predictable are you? How is your attitude? Is your attitude speaking to others? Do they see, is your attitude exemplary? How do you communicate in your relational circles? These are the things that matter. These are the things that attract your eternal wealth. Eternal wealth is far better than gold. The channel, the corridor to eternal wealth is information. Unless this information is applied, it does not transform to eternal. So it is time for us to start looking at the things that are noble. It is time for us looking at the things that will set us apart. It is time for us to start thinking of unity instead of hate. It is time for us to shun and discard separatist attitudes and idealistic separation. It is time for us to do away with issues of isolation, issues of envy, issues of jealousy. It is time for us to remove the focus from just self. It is time for us to look outwards, not grab, not inwards all the time. What are you doing with your moment? You see, the psalmist said, before you build a house, you must count the cost. Who builds a house without counting the cost? If you don't count the cost before you set up your edifice, it's sure going to crash. Information is power. No. Information becomes power when it is applied. Knowledge becomes wisdom when it is applied. Sharing is another form of giving. For anything that stays by itself expires. When you have dairy in your refrigerator, when it stays, it goes bad. When your vehicle stays, it starts to develop fault. When the fruit on the tree is cut off from the branches and stays on its own for some time, it starts to rot. When rivers or a gathering of water in a particular point, if it does not flow, it remains stagnant for a while, it starts to stink of stench. What are you sharing? Are you concentrating on your ills? Are you concentrating on your missteps? This is the time for you to have a paradigm shift. This is the time for you to channel your thoughts towards eternal wealth. This is the time for you to imprint your mind with ideas that you're going to leave a legacy. If you want more of such of our messages, I remind you once again, do not forget to like or subscribe. Thank you for listening. Have a wonderful day.